Hi guys, welcome back to La Lucha Israel podcast. I'm your host Edith.
And I'm Angel.
And Merry Christmas. I said happy 2025, y'all. We is back.
This is our first episode of the year.
Dios mío. After what? Our 2-year anniversary?
Yes.
Crazy.
Cannot believe it's been 2 years. These
Crazy.
2 years just kind of flew by.
I know. I feel like, I don't know, because I feel like yesterday we just had like our 1-year anniversary party.
I know.
That
I was just throwing up in the bathroom.
Yeah, you just blacked out. Just in there.
We decided to keep it light this year. Very light.
That's our intention for the entire year. No, but this year we did still celebrate our anniversary, guys.
Yeah.
Except we did do something a lot more intimate. It was just me and Angel.
Yeah, we just did dinner.
We did dinner, and
which I think is so funny because Edith made the reservation for our dinner, and then you know how when you make your reservations online it asks you what are you celebrating. Edith put anniversary.
Well, it is an anniversary, is it not?
Yeah, but these people are over here probably thinking that we're together.
They probably did.
Because the server, at the end was he brought us out this plato, or I don't know. It was a large plate, and it said happy anniversary on it.
With the little heart.
With the little heart and stuff. And then he he told us happy anniversary and stuff, but I'm just laughing because homie doesn't know that it's for our podcast. He's probably thinking that it's me and Edith are a couple or something.
I know. No, I for sure think that our server thought we were a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, well, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. I'm like, thanks. But hey, they brought out dessert. They didn't specify what anniversary.
Yeah.
So that's on them. Honestly, we had a really good dinner. We went to Nora's cuisine, Italian cuisine. And it was really, really good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I guess it's been in Vegas for a while. I just never knew about it.
Oh, me neither.
That goes to show that I really should look into more of our local restaurants. I feel like
that's one of our goals
bars
this year, though. Yes. One of our goals this year is to, I guess, explore more of our city.
Yeah.
Because, even though we live here, hey! Sorry. We live here, but I feel like we haven't really, actually, taken the time to explore as much.
I feel like we go to other places and then we admire, the cuisine, the restaurants, what they have to offer, and the bars, all these bars that we go to. But it's just, I feel like we haven't done that exploration within our own city.
I know.
So
I feel like we got comfortable. We stick to what we know, and we just
Remedios.
I know.
If you see us at Remedios. But yeah, we do get very comfortable, eat at this specific place, drink at this specific place.
Yeah.
Or even just because our home is here, it's might as well just chill at home.
Yeah, that's true.
So, pero the goal this year is to actually get out there, and if you see us around, say hi.
He said say hi.
Say hi. We might be blacked out.
I might be running away. Just kidding.
You just running away, because allí,
for real.
Oh my goodness.
So, new year, new us. Just kidding.
That was supposed to be last year. Same us still.
I know. So guys, remember how we were, I don't know whoever is new here, but we were for a while going back and forth trying to decide on a name for our good and bad of the week or whatever.
Yeah, we just didn't know what to name it.
There's there's just so many names for it. The highs and lows, the peaks and the valleys, the rose and thorns or something.
Yeah.
And there's so many names to go with it. But I think we finally decided on a name.
I don't know if y'all gonna like it. We'll see.
I don't know if you guys are gonna like it, but we decided to kind of just keep it simple. We decided to go with the name to be in Spanish. I got stuck in my head. I was like, wait.
I was like, okay.
Where am I going with this?
Where we go? But Tell them.
Me?
Yes.
You don't want to say it?
You don't want to say it?
Okay. So we decided to go with
Drum roll.
Montaña Rusa. So the reason why we
They're
decided...
probably like, what?
Yeah, y'all are like, what the fuck? So we decided to go with Montaña Rusa because it translates to roller coaster. And I feel like roller coasters, like, that's the thing, right? I feel like sometimes, like, things are good. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they're all around and everywhere. And that's life. Life is not, like, linear. I feel like life is just all over the place. And I feel like a roller coaster, like, represents that very well. There's slow parts, fast parts. There's highs, lows, going everywhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes you throw up. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you scream.
Yeah. Sometimes you have fun.
Yeah.
You
sometimes you have fun. It all depends. So I think, like, we're going to address it as, like, kind of like, what is that? Sorry, guys.
All the noises want to come out today.
All the noises want to come out. So we're going to, I feel like we want to address it as, like, the roller coaster. Like, how was the roller coaster this week or whatever? Like what's your montaña rusa this week?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So my montaña rusa this week.
Because we just celebrated Christmas.
We just celebrated.
Chrysler.
I actually have a
And New
lot
Year.
of, like, highs on my montaña rusa.
Yeah. I was one of those.
Well, obviously we've been off from here. We took a little break, right? But in that break, I did go to Austin with my family, and we traveled with the little pup. That was great. It was thankfully todo salió bien, and it was just nice spending time with my family. Even though we almost, like, fought each other, but it's okay. It's great because the stress of moving and traveling.
Yeah.
Not for the week.
Yeah, no.
Not for the week. And then after that, we went to Disneyland. So that was another, like, really great thing. And then our anniversary dinner. I think that it was nice to take the time to actually celebrate and just in that intimate setting. It just, just like, oh, we did this.
Yeah. It was really nice.
So, my low is that, okay, guys, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but every time we've gone to Disneyland as a family, we going great, right? But every time we leave, we're literally mad at each other. Like, we're fighting each other. Yeah, we're fed up. We're about it.
Isn't this supposed to be the happiest place on earth?
No, we're ready to rumble. Like, because we wake up at 4 a.m, go there, and we don't leave till like 11 midnight.
Oh, because you guys are just tired.
Yeah. So we're ready to rumble. This time, it seemed like we were so like, I swear to you, we were probably 20 steps away from the door, like from the exit. We were good. And we're like, my sister jinxed us. She said, oh my God, this time is the first time that we leave without, like, getting mad at each other. And we're like, oh yeah. And then my little sister starts crying.
Why?
And she's like, oh my God, I want to throw up. And then my other sister, like, one of my other sisters has, like, a phobia of throwing up.
Yeah.
So she starts getting an anxious mess. And then it just goes straight downhill to there.
So why did Lexi want to?
I think I don't know if the last ride made her a little sick or something. We went on this, like, and it was a little kid roller coaster. We went on this ride, and I don't know if it made her sick, but she didn't, like, tell us until, like, we were about to be out the door.
Damn.
So yeah.
Damn.
So that was interesting. I was done. I was like, okay, we didn't make it. Yeah, okay.
But then after that, did you guys come here? No, you guys stayed the night, right?
Yeah, no, we stayed the night. We've been crazy enough to, like, drive back from Disney the same day.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Never
again. We've done that a couple times, though.
Yeah.
It's too much work. It's too much on your body.
Yeah.
So that's probably, like, my low. And it's not even that low because I was technically at the happiest place on earth and I had a great day. It's just that and it just came down.
Yeah.
Because we were tired.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So, yeah. And what about you?
I want to say, like, my peak of the roller coaster this week was I don't know. I think maybe just, like, having the time off, I think has been, like, really good for me.
Refreshing?
Yeah, a little bit. It still feels like I've had to do, like, I feel like I still haven't fully been able to, like, rest and relax because there's just a lot going on. But I still am very grateful for the time off because it like I've been able to sleep in more, even though my sleep schedule has kind of been all over the place.
Yeah.
I think being able to, take a step away from work and just being able to like focus on my healing and getting ready for the new year and stuff like that, like has been really relaxing, I guess, in a way. But also I think on the contrary to Edith, I feel like I've had a little bit more lows than highs. Just because, remember last time when I told y'all that I was sick? So it turns out that I've had bronchitis.
She got the itis, guys.
Nobody got time for that.
She got the itis.
So I do feel like I'm getting better. But yeah, so, me, like it wasn't like I wasn't just sick. Like it was like I was sick. And
she had todo.
Yeah.
De todo. All kinds of medicine.
Yeah, so I it's so funny because I went to the doctor for a completely different reason. Like I'd gone to the doctor for something else, and so she was like, telling me all these things, and then she was just like, okay, this and this and that, and then she goes, oh, you're sick, because she like realized that I was like coughing and stuff, and I was a little congested. And then I was like, oh, yeah, just a little cold. I'm over here, yo también, like, oh, I'm just a little cold. And then she was like, oh, well, let's take a look or whatever. So she's like examining and like asking me different questions. And then she goes, oh, honey, you have bronchitis. And I'm like, huh?
What?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
Like, I didn't come for this.
I know.
Now I'm leaving with a whole bunch of prescriptions.
I know. So I had to like... So I had to go on an antibiotic, an inhaler, and different things. But I'm doing better now. Yeah. I just think that being sick kind of really took it out on me because like I would try to like clean up before taking my vacation from work, and I felt like I couldn't, like I felt useless because I couldn't do anything without being winded. Like I feel like I would be like overexerting myself. Yeah. Like even just trying to like clean up or whatever, like just moving around, like guys, I would be like like I couldn't breathe, like I was wheezing, and it just like I felt so tired. And then what's it called? So I started with my freaking inhaler, and it just sucked too because like I have a new puppy. Oh, I haven't. I guess.
Oh, I don't think
I haven't mentioned that I have a new puppy. Val decided to surprise me like right before Christmas, with a new puppy. It's a new puppy, and it's a lot of work. I've never had a puppy. I know,
but it's okay.
I've never had a puppy, so it's a lot of work. And I think that like it just, the timing of everything was just kind of like ugh, because it's just like I've been sick now for a few weeks, and then having to keep up with the puppy and like my anxiety because like I didn't get to clean up my house before the new year, and even now it's post new year, my house is still a freaking mess. If anything, it's messier, and because of the puppy. And I just feel like I haven't been able to really like
get on top of
my stuff. So I feel like being sick kind of like put me back a little bit, but it's okay. The comeback is always stronger than the setback.
That is very true, my friend. That's very true.
Says the situation.
I feel like once porque ya estás mejorando.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you feel a little bit more better,
yeah,
hopefully that pesky cough could like leave. And then you could actually get on top of it without being like really tired and winded.
Yeah, because I feel like my breathing has been kind of like iffy.
Yeah.
And then like I can't even like, even when I was spending the holidays at my mom's like for Christmas and New Year, girl, it's just, I don't know if it's like dusty over there or because they my mom,
ladies, te están diciendo que to dust stuff.
But also because of the dog. So my mom was taking care of my aunt's dog, and they have like he's like some kind of Labrador mix or whatever. Yeah. And then my sister has the golden retriever, and I don't know if it's their fur or what it is, but I was having like cough attacks while I was over there. And I don't know if it's what, like, because also, like, I feel like their fur, like, agarra mucha tierra when they go outside. So I don't know if it's just, like, the dust in the air or what it was. But, girl, the whole time I just was coughing up a storm while I was at my mom's. So I feel like I couldn't really, like, yes, I did enjoy my holiday because I was with my family. Yeah. But, like, I couldn't really thoroughly enjoy it because I couldn't stop freaking coughing. But, you know, acá andamos. So
but did you at least eat good food?
Yeah, we had good food.
There we go.
So
that makes up for it.
It was good. But that was my roller coaster this week or last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks. Wow. ¿Cómo pasa el tiempo?
I know.
I don't know.
It does. I feel like these 2 weeks have gone by really fast.
Yes. I spent the holidays, well, Christmas was very quiet with my family, and then New Year's I spent it with like extended family. We brought in the New Year, and I don't know something about this year. Like, I told you I had already set up my goals and everything for the year. It feels a little different, but we'll see how it goes.
What do you mean?
I just don't know. Like, it just feels different. I can't tell you if it's a good or a bad different. I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
It just feels different. I think also how the way that I'm approaching the year is a little bit different too. In the way, like, my strategy of how I'm trying to accomplish these goals. You know how I told you, I instead of like doing a big goal, guys, I divided little small goals within the months. So I'm excited to see what this year brings.
Well, what's the goal of this week?
Not like this week. In monthly goals.
Yeah, but like, didn't you break it down?
Yeah, no. Like, I broke the big goal, like the big yearly goals, into monthly goals.
Oh, okay.
So that way.
So what's the monthly goal this month?
Well, this month I wanted to get on top of my budget. I told you that I need to get down, sit down, and look at my budget, and then I also wanted to focus on meal prepping and everything like that. So that's a couple of them, but
that's good. Those are good goals.
Yeah.
Let's pivot, because I do want to talk about what the hell is going on with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Okay, have you done your research on it?
I haven't done too much research, but I have looked at a few things because I was like, what in the world is going on? So, I feel like we knew from when we went to go. Remember when the movie was coming out and whatever, and we were like, the drama, whatever, but we were kind of like, whatever about it, and then ahora está saliendo todo. So basically, for those who don't know, Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are the actors from the movie It Ends With Us, and Blake Lively plays Lily, and Justin Baldoni plays the main male character, Ryle. So I feel like when the movie was coming out and they were doing like press for it and stuff, like, or when the movie came out and they were doing press and stuff, like, remember we had that conversation of like how weird that like Blake Lively and the guy Justin Baldoni, like, they haven't really done press together, like the interviews and stuff. Like, I feel like everything was just kind of separated. So like, I feel like people were onto something when they were like, is there drama there or what's going on? But ahora salió. Ya salió.
Ahora sí, por seguro.
Yeah. So recently, Blake Lively, I think, filed a complaint.
A formal complaint, right?
Or something like that.
Is that called?
Yeah, something like that.
Because she didn't sue. It was just a complaint.
Yeah, I think she was filing a complaint. Okay. Basically, like, with a ton of things. Like, she's filing a complaint. I think some of the main, like, points that were brought up were a sexual harassment. And she was talking about how he was, like, fat-shaming her. And sí, yo no puedo reportar bien porque I forgot like hella stuff. But I just know like the main ones were like sexual harassment. Oh, and also that he was part of the smear campaign. Basically, like, they're the ones, or Justin Baldoni was behind the like bad press or like that she was getting. You know how she was, like she was kind of under fire, like hella people were like talking negatively about her and all this stuff. She's basically saying that he started it and it's like his fault. And then so she filed a complaint, and then like articles were coming out left and freaking right, and now Justin Baldoni was like, what the hell? So he's filing a complaint against the New York Times.
No, he's suing them, isn't he? Is it a complaint or
or he's suing them for what, like $250 million or something?
I think he's officially suing, but he doesn't. He's not suing. He's suing the the New York Times directly.
Yeah, because basically they're out here just like posting, they're like publishing articles with like, it's like a what is a hearsay? Because they're like, oh, like you guys don't have all the facts and you guys are like saying this and it makes him look bad.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of things that I think she like was pointing out to that did make him look bad.
Yeah.
But he also decided to come with receipts.
A lot of them too.
Yeah, he did with a lot of them. So have you been able to look at like what she's coming up with and what he's coming up with?
Es que lo que he visto no es mucho, right? I know they both showed texts and everything like that. But I think one of the ones that, and that's because most of the things I've seen is on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's based on TikTok. I saw where I guess Justin Baldoni in one of the texts, something about sexy, being sexier, like the sexier kind of like as an actor or something like that. And I guess her thing was that he was saying that, kind of sexualizing her, and then he showed receipts saying like she's the one that kind of like brought it up like that. Because in the receipts she's saying like, no, I think the in the way a beanie would make her look sexier. And like in it goes on from there. But that's what I kind of saw.
You have seen both sides though, like kind of
a little bit of both sides, pero que me acuerde like exactly qué dijeron. No, I just know that he did try to counter a lot of what she said.
What are your thoughts overall on this situation?
This is difficult because I think okay, first of all, I must say I also feel like I have a bias because I'm not the biggest fan of Blake Lively. And that's from the beginning, like that's from before. So
which is interesting because I feel like I did like Blake Lively, and then I feel like the press started coming out, or like when they started doing press tours and interviews, and then I was kind of like it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, it was because of this interview of how she treated one of the reporters that I was just like, oh, damn, like she's like that. She's like the real, like, that's what, but that was a while ago. That was like, wow, she's like the real, like, Serena. Or that's from Gossip Girl. I was like, oh. But, so, desde entonces, like, I'm just kind of like, like, whatever about her. So that's why I'm saying, like, oh, like, maybe how I see it might be, like, biased because I'm just like, oh, I don't really fuck with her. But in this situation, honestly, like, está duro because, you know, I feel like there's always three sides to the story, right? There's his, hers, and the real, whatever actually happened. So I don't think that she completely made up stuff, you know? I feel like there might be truth in hers, and there probably is truth in his too. But I'm like there. I'm kind of like Switzerland, bro.
Yeah.
So
I think I think the
it's
same.
It's juicy.
Yeah, I think the same. Like, I think there's definitely truth to a little bit of what they're each saying. Because at the end of the day, we don't know, right? Like, we don't know these people personally. Like, we don't really know what they're capable of. I just know, like you said, like, I also feel like I have a bias against Blake Lively because I feel like after, like, you know, and who knows, because supposedly, like, Justin Baldoni was, like, behind it all of, like, trying to make her look bad. But I'm like, at the same time, he didn't force her to say half the shit she says. Like, it's like a lot of what she said, she wasn't forced to say. And I feel like a lot of that was on her own accord. And because of what she said, it's kind of like, it turned me off from her. Because, like, the whole, like, when they did do their tours and stuff. So, like, the reason why I feel like there is some truth to what Blake is saying is because how is it that, like, not just her, but several cast members and people from the, like, crew from the movie did unfollow him. They unfollowed Justin. And I feel like there has to be a reason why.
Yeah, because when you told me that, I was like, oh, you know? Like,
yeah.
Why?
Like,
why
it wasn't just her and Ryan Reynolds, you know? Like, it was, like, several cast members and crew. And, like, when Justin came out with the complaint, other people, like, cast members were on her side, and they're like, I'm with her. So a part of me is kind of like, there has to be truth to what she's saying, you know? And I'm not saying she's making it up or whatever. I'm just saying that, like, there has to be truth to what she's saying. But on the other side, too, like, with some of, like, the receipts that he brought, it's kind of like, dude, that does kind of look like bad, you know?
Yeah, there was just a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff.
Like,
and
he
also,
brought receipts on receipts from what I was seeing on these TikToks, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he did. But also, I think at the end of the day, like, the vibe that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds give me is like, I feel like they hold a lot of influence in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of influence. And I feel like I can see them trying to, like, take this movie and make it their own.
Yeah.
When, in fact, he was the fucking director.
Yeah.
And he was even, like, uninvited to, like, it was interesting because, like, you see that, like, he was actually uninvited to, like, certain interviews and stuff. So
And he was a director.
he was, yeah.
Well, there was one thing that I saw the text receipts between him and his editors, and his editors are outraged at the fact that they got pushed out. Mm-hmm. And he got pushed out too. They're like, no, they're taking over.
And he basically was like, this whole movie has been like whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah. And then at the end, he's just kind of like, guys, we just gonna roll with it. This was our baby. He kept on saying this was our baby at the end of it. So
I mean, it did. I mean, based on what he said, it does look like he's trying to take the higher road.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to be like the bigger person here, because he did get pushed out, which I think is kind of weird because like it was something that he directed, and you know, like you can tell that he really wanted to put in a lot of work and stuff. And I could see like another thing too is like, what the hell does Ryan Reynolds have to do with anything? Like, why is he influencing this movie as much as he is? Because he was no part, like there was nothing, like no role for him in this movie. But yet, like there was like an interview where she was saying how like, oh yeah, my husband wrote that part, or like he rewrote it and like reworked it. And I'm like, why? Like he's just inserting himself like that. Like, and it's again, I think it's like this, I don't know if it's like this privilege of like or like an arrogance of like, oh, do you know who you're fucking talking to?
Yeah.
Like
we're big stars.
We're big stars. Like I said, they hold a lot of influence in Hollywood. So I can for sure see how they're trying to take over this movie. And I can see, honestly, I if I was like another cast member, or if I was just Baldoni, I feel like I would be incredibly frustrated with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because I'd be like, this was supposed to be like my baby.
Yeah.
You know, obviously sharing it with somebody else, but then like they're trying to like push him out of it. Mm-hmm. And I could see how that could be incredibly frustrating.
I saw that on her complaint, or something like that. It was saying that it was part of the smear campaign, how they were trying to make her look bad, and they were saying that Baldoni was trying to push for DV as a promotional for like talking about the movie, when it wasn't always like that. And that's one of the things that he debunked in his lawsuit, that he's like, what do you mean? Like, ever since the movie started, I already said that my thing was that I wanted 1% of the proceeds of that movie to go to the victims of DV. So yeah,
and that's just
it's like a lot of stuff.
At the same time too, because like another reason why I you know, like I just didn't really like how Blake Lively was promoting the movie, because she was like, well, yeah, the hairline. Well, she's also like, you know, pushing her hairline, but also being like, get your friends, get your florals, like making it seem like it's just like a fun movie, like a chick flick.
Yeah.
When in fact it's not. And I really like how I would have, as a person who actually read the book too, I feel like it would have been so much more impactful for her to have like promoted it with the importance of like DV awareness that it should have been, you know, and how he imagined it to be. And I feel like but the way she went about it was like, get your floral, like she was so like whimsical about it.
It was very lighthearted to her.
Yeah, it was very lighthearted.
The movie was the opposite of that.
Exactly. It was supposed to be the opposite of that. And to her, it was very lighthearted. And now I've actually seen a lot of people that are like, oh, well, maybe she's trying to like kind of disconnect from that because like maybe something happened to her, or she's been through some stuff and all this. whatever. Like, there's a lot of people are saying that, like, oh, maybe she didn't want to go that route because she didn't want to answer questions. Because I think she did say that she didn't want to, because I guess a lot of people were going to her and saying that, like, they're victims of DV and, like, sharing their story of what they've been through. And I guess, like, she had said something along the lines of, like, how she, as much as she, like, respects people who have gone through that kind of stuff, that she didn't want people to come to her and share their story. And something like that. And then there's been a few people who have kind of, like, defended her on the fact, because they were like, well, I've been through some stuff, and if people came to me, like, I wasn't mentally prepared for that. It's, like, a lot to carry, like, to kind of hear what someone else has been through. But at the same time, like I mentioned before, she is a veteran actress, and she knew what she was getting into when she accepted the role.
Yeah, because it's not like they accept the role blindly.
No.
Like, you know exactly what the role that you're playing, what they're gonna go through.
And I feel like in a perfect world, yeah, you could have been like, I don't want people to come to me with their stories, or, like, that's if that's what you wanted. But I feel like, again, this is the real world, and you're a veteran actress. You should know what the fuck you're getting yourself into when you accept a role. And that means that people are going to be inspired or not inspired, or they're going to feel some type of way about such a, like, serious issue, and they're going to come to you because you are one of the faces of the movie.
That's true. That's very true. I agree.
And and she's not just, like, a newbie actress.
No.
Veteran actress, okay? Years under her belt.
Yeah.
Plenty of movies under her belt. Roles. She's married to someone who's a huge actor as well. Like, so I feel like, I don't know. I think there's truth to, like you said, it's her story, his story, and the truth. And I guess as stuff keeps coming out, like, we'll see. But I definitely do think that, you know, like, there has to be truth to what they're each saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know, because you never know, like, how disappointing it would be if, you know, like, to know that, like, someone who's such an activist for women's, like, rights and this and that, and like Justin Baldoni, to find out that he was, like, sexually harassing somebody. Like, how disappointing that would be, you know?
Exactly. Disappointed. But no vamos a saber la verdad hasta que de veramente, like, because even then, like, Baldoni is not even, like, suing Blake, you know, he's suing the New York Times. So I don't know if we'll ever know the entire truth.
Yeah.
You get me?
We'll see where everything goes, but tell us what you guys think. Like, what are your thoughts?
Leave me down below.
Because I kind of feel like I think there's truth to both sides. And I've kind of, like, I don't know, like, this is just, there's a lot.
There's a lot. And then it sigue saliendo más.
Yeah, it sigue saliendo más. So I don't really know. But, okay. Yes. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. And we are back.
We're back.
Yes. So, guys, we want to introduce, I don't know, is it technically a segment? I don't know.
I think it is technically a segment.
So we want to introduce something new to you guys. So we want to, which I feel like we've kind of already done this, but we never really had, like, a name for it. Yeah. So this is something that we actually kind of were thinking of since, like, I want to say, like, last episode. But
a couple episodes.
Yeah, something like that. But basically, we want to, like, have a segment where we have, like, controversial topics or things that happen in pop culture, or, like, just in politics, or anything. Just anything controversial that happens that includes, like, the Latino community.
Yeah. So honestly, and if you guys think of any topics that you guys want us to talk about and mention in this segment, leave a comment down below.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching YouTube, you know,
let us know if you want us to comment on, debate, talk about, bring up, anything that's controversial in the Latino community, so we can talk about it. And we decided to name it, this, like, segment, Stir the Beans.
Stir the beans.
Stir the beans.
Stir the beans. You want to tell them how that came about?
Um, I don't know how it came about. Well,
Because we were thinking about spill the beans, right? Like spilling cuando estás chismeando.
yes.
But it was like, we're like, no, because we're like stirring the pot.
Yeah.
And then we're like, what if you put that together?
Yes. Spill the beans and stir the pot because, sometimes we love Cheeseman.
Yeah.
We love controversial stuff.
Yeah, and seeing, what we have to say and what you guys maybe want to comment down below, your take on it.
Yeah. So for this week on Stir the Beans, we are talking about dun 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 dun. And actually I got this idea because I saw it on social and I was like, oh, that's a good topic to talk about. And it is living with your suegros.
Ooh, what are your thoughts?
Living with your suegros. So, okay. That's the thing. I've never had to live with my in-laws.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Thank baby Jesus about that, girl.
So to each their own. Everybody has a different relationship with their in-laws. Mm-hmm. I love my suegros. I love them, but I do not think that I can live with them long term. Mm-hmm. Just like I know Val would not be able to live with my mom's house long term.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like if we really were like in a position where we needed to live together, we would absolutely make it work, and keep it cordial, keep it how, friendly and, mutual and whatever. But I just think long term living with your in-laws, it also depends on the dynamic that you guys have, because that's such a I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, living with anybody else in general that isn't your spouse or like direct family is just puts you in a weird place. Yeah. It puts you in a weird place because I have actually had to live not with my in-laws, but we did have to take in family members into our home, and let me tell you guys, it was such a interesting time because it's a 3-bedroom house, and there was four of us, 4 of them and their dog. Oh, and we had our own dog. So think of it as like 8 people and 2 dogs in a 3-bedroom house. It was interesting to say the least. And it was an experience. It was an experience. And I feel like just having, especially when like how the chores are going to be divided, how the bills are going to be divided, like how everything is going to be divided so that it's kind of like, not everything is going to be 50-50, but, like how everything's going to be divided, it just, for it to be like, I guess, equal for everybody, like for everybody's effort, it's interesting because sometimes, and it also depends on the personalities, because sometimes it's the mix of personalities. Okay, I'm saying a whole lot, but a whole lot of nothing at the same time. I'm basically trying to say that it's just, it's tough. And it's tough. I think that's what I'm trying to say, that it's tough. And personally, I am not for it, because I remember when Val and I decided to get married, I straight up told him, like, if we're getting married, we're moving out to live on our own. At that point, it was like, I don't care if we rent. I don't care if we rent a house, apartment, if we get a house, if we buy a house or whatever. I was like, I just know that I don't want us to live at home. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with people who do stay at home. Some people are comfortable with that, but I didn't, because I felt like, okay, we're married now, like we need to like we both we're gonna be grown adults, grown ups, and we need to take care of ourselves outside of our parents' house. And not to say that that's not the case for people who do decide to stay home, because they're I think it's very normal, especially in the Latino community, for there to be at least 3 generations in a household. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I just knew that I wanted us to have our own space, and I wanted it to be a safe space for us. Some people's safe space is with their parents' home, in their parents' home, but mine unfortunately wasn't, and I think for like, and I also know that like he wouldn't feel 100% comfortable being in my mom's house, because it's like not something that yes, like we were together for so long, but it's like I'm sure that he would have never felt like it's his space, you know.
And that's the thing about it, like when you move in with your suegros or something like that, it's especially if like it's their primary household, like you bringing a family to live in there, like you're obviously getting married, so that's now your little family that you built. At the end of the day, I don't think, like, even though it's like mi casa es tu casa, it's like
it's never really tu casa.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
like of course you're welcome there. There's like no like denying that. But at the end of the day, it's like it's not like, oh yeah, like you're the living room, for example. It's not like you could decorate however you want, because at the end of the day, it was their house first.
Yeah,
you get me? Like they'll be like thrown off. It's like it's not really your place, you know?
Yeah, and also like if your suegros are watching their novelas, you can't just fucking go and get the control and change it to whatever like horror movie or whatever, you know?
Like
Because then they're gonna be like, what the hell, like. And I feel, and then so like if I were to live at his parents' house, like their parents like spend a lot of their time in the living room, and if I decided to like go watch TV, I would feel some type of way because I'd be trying to watch TV, and then I feel like a part of me would feel bad because I would feel like, oh fuck, like they want to watch their novela or whatever, and I'm over here watching like a movie in English, like a horror movie or something in English, or a show where they don't even know what the hell's going on, you know. I'd feel weird, and then I would be like, oh, you know what, like you guys can change it if you want, and then they would probably change it, and then I would be like, well, now I don't get to watch whatever I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like it's like that in almost any situation, even if it's like, let's say primarily your house and your suegros moving with you, I don't think they'll ever feel like 100% like comfortable.
Exactly.
You know? I think the only time that it'll be 100% comfortable is when you, like, let's say your spouse, okay, or you end up getting a roommate and you both get the place together, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't. If somebody was already there living, I just don't think you could ever feel like al 100,
but
know?
even then, so because I'm trying to, like, there was this conversation Val and I had because he was like telling me about like this family that he knows that they decided to go and get a house together, and then they would rent out their other home or something like that, but they decided to move in with family and they got a house together, right? Okay. And so he was like, oh, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, if, you know, we decided to buy, because, like, my suegros, as well as us, like, we kind of want our own, like, ranchito. Like, we want our own space, like, a lot of space. And Val was like, well, what if we went, like, 50-50 with my parents, like, on a larger house, and then we get to, like, have, like, a larger space, and we get to share it with them. And if we wanted to, we can rent out our homes now, or something like that, you know, like, I don't know what, but it was just kind of like a hypothetical thing because he was thinking about what his friend was doing. And I was thinking, like, I just don't know how that would play out, because even though we would technically be getting this place together, because I feel like a lot of, like, the older generation, like the older, like, old school Latino parents think that because they're older, they have every right to do whatever the fuck they want. Like, they have this mentality of, like, well, I'm older and you have to respect your elders and you have to respect me, and whatever they say goes. Just like when a lot of parents have this mentality of, like, when their kids have kids, they can try and parent their kids. Which is a whole nother fucking
that's a topic.
That's a topic that we need to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, they feel like their advice or, like, their word carries more weight because they're older. And I was telling him, I'm like, okay, let's say we do this. I was like, who is going to get the final say on what the aesthetic of the house is? Because your mom's aesthetic and my aesthetic, totally different. So how are we going to compromise on the aesthetic?
It's not like you could go halfsies, because it's like when it comes to like that, like, since your aesthetics are so different, it's like it just doesn't even mix. You get me?
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna clash when I like more neutral colors and she likes very bold colors. Like, one of their like, they have a couple walls in their house that are like a dark wine color. Yeah. And I'm over here like whites and grays and neutrals. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, who's gonna get the final say? Like, how do you compromise on that?
That's a good question.
How are you gonna compromise on what the landscaping of the house is gonna look like?
That's true.
who's gonna get the primary suite?
Who's gonna get the driveway?
Exactly. Who's gonna get what parking spot? And like, I'm sure a lot of people can compromise on these things, but there's certain things that there's just nothing like having your own home. And so when and Val and I are 100% on the same page about this, and he was like, yeah, it would be incredibly tough to either live at my mom's house or his parents' house, because I don't think either of us would ever 100% feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't walk around the house with no bra on.
No,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, we be doing that shit all the time where like we have our own spaces or spots on the couch where we cuddle with our dogs, and we're just like, oh my God, like, I love this. Like,
Yeah.
we have this moment of like peace. Like, it's our own home. Like, nobody's over there blasting loud ass Mexican music, cleaning, and we're trying to have like a slow morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like different vibes. And I just, personally, I'm not a fan of living with in-laws. I feel like, especially if you have, you know, different personalities, it's just, I think if you had to make it work, I think I could, but me personally, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I just went on a whole fucking thing, but anyways, you can tell us your thoughts, Edith.
Coming from a person that lived with her in-laws at one point, when I was with one of my exes, like, I did have that experience of living with one of my in-laws. And it was different. Definitely an experience, because it was a scenario where it was their house already, and we moved in to it, to kind of help out with bills and stuff, and also helping us out at the same time, you know, not having to pay all that much. But it's a thing that you'll never feel comfortable enough. Like, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not your house. Like, I never felt at home there. Like, I would always probably be with my parents just because I never felt at home there. And it's not like no como si me hacían mala cara ni nada. No, they were like, my ex-suegra was very welcoming, you know, like, I had a really good relationship with her. But we thought very different when it came to, like, obviously aesthetic wise and everything, financial wise. It was just very different. We did clash in a lot of things like that. So at the end of the day, like I said, it was an experience. It really kind of built the character that I like of who I am today, because that's how it was. And I wouldn't trade it, because it was something that had to happen, you know. But I don't think I would ever do it again. Ever. I mean, if I absolutely needed to, I would move in with my parents. I'm like, I don't care. It would be my parents that we're moving in. But I wouldn't move in with my partner's parents.
So if their parents were like really struggling, it wasn't because you guys were in a tough spot. It was because like his parents were. You
kind of like
it would be like a no for you still.
I mean, it would be like, maybe we should wait on moving in, or like maybe we should wait on moving in together.
No, but you guys are already married.
We're already married, and they're struggling.
Like, let's say you're already married.
I feel like I would bring my in-laws to live with me. Okay. Instead of me going to live with them. Yeah. Like, I know it's a power move, it's a control thing, but it's just, I can't. The experience that I had personally was not, like, like I said, there no había malas vibras ni nada de eso, but there's like certain things that I didn't have control of, and it caused me a lot of stress. So I was like, no. I feel like if it comes to a scenario where, like, let's say my in-laws were struggling, I feel like, oh yeah, they would move in with us instead of us moving with them, you know?
Okay.
Because that way I can make sure that everything is paid for and no nos va a faltar nada. So.
A little traumatized there?
Yeah. So I personally wouldn't, unless it's like completely needed. Like, let's say we were struggling, I'd be like, hey, my parents. Like, I feel like that's my safe, like, that's my safe place. My parents are my home, you know, ultimately. So it's like, I don't know, I wouldn't mind if it had to come to that. But generally speaking, if I had the choice, no, I would not live with my in-laws. Theirs or mine, like, you know, so.
No, as much as I love my mom too, I don't think I could move back home. Personally, I don't think I could move back home. I would move my mom in, but I don't think I could. I don't think I could move to her, because like even when I was there as an adult, because I didn't move out of my mom's house until like I moved out the day before. I moved out the day after my wedding or before or whatever, or the day of. But I, as an adult living there, I don't think I ever like, obviously I felt comfortable because it's my mom's house. Like, even now when I go over there, I can go to her room and lay down on her bed. Yeah. I felt comfortable enough, but I just never felt like it was my space. My room was my space, but that was about it. That's where it started and ended. It was my room because I had control of what the walls looked like. I had control of what the vibe was. I had control of all of that. Yeah. But even like going into like the living room and the kitchen, and I just never felt like it was my space. And I feel like I get overstimulated a lot, and I get like even now, like with my house, like it's so fucking cluttered. But like growing up, like I feel like my mom's aesthetic was very cluttery and very like there was just a lot
of Latino parents.
Yes,
because they didn't have much when they were growing up,
and they have a lot of stuff. You know,
accumulate. They try to hold on to everything now.
Yeah, and it just, to me, it's too much. Like, for example, like, I know some people love having a full fridge, but I don't. I thrive on throwing shit out.
You're like, se pasó poquito. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's about to expire, throw it away.
Yeah, because I remember going to my mom's fridge, and there was just so much stuff where you have to, like, I don't know if this is your family's fridge, but you have to move like 10 items before you get to the one thing you're trying to get to in the back of the fridge. And that irritated me so much. Yeah. So, like, now I love being able to open up my fridge, and then what I'm looking for is like right there, where I don't have to move so many things to get to the one item that I need. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, if I had to move back to my mom's house, I could do it, but I would prefer not to. I'd rather her move in. And even then, when I have thought about like my mom moving in, like I want her to have her own space. So, because obviously I have a single mother. She doesn't have like a spouse who she can retire with or whatever and grow old with. So, me and my sister decided we're splitting custody. And yeah, we're gonna split custody. So my mom's gonna be probably like spending time with my sister and then me. That's kind of how it is now, but like however things kind of play out. Yeah. Depending on how things play out. But like I do eventually want like a house that kind of has like another house in the back. Yeah. Or like I want like land where I can build like multiple houses where my mom can have her own space, and she can feel comfortable and know that that's her space and she can do whatever she wants with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like for me, that's one of my goals. And I've told Val, because I'm like, yeah, eventually I'm going to have to split custody of my mom with my sister. And I don't want her to just feel like, because my mom also likes to spend time in the living room, but we do too. So I guess we can have multiple living rooms, but at the same time,
still, like,
I want her to have her own space because I know and I know my mom loves her alone time. She loves being able to lay down on the couch and watch TV, and she loves to rot. And so I want to be able to have like where we're still close enough where I can like walk over to her, you know? So I think that's one of my goals, is to have like a house behind my house, or like somewhere like where we have enough land where we can build like a family compound. Yeah. You know, so that way she's still close. And that's something I wouldn't mind either, actually. If we had like a family compound, like, you know what I'm saying? So like if we decided to buy like acres and acres of land, and then me and Val have our own house, and then my suegros have their own house, where maybe I get a little golf cart and I get to drive to their house, and my mom has hers and my sister has, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be great.
That'd be like the perfect situation.
Yeah. And then you can be next door, and then I can drive to yours in a little golf cart.
Yeah. Oh, she including me there. then my family's going to have another one over there too then.
We have our own zip code.
That would be the perfect situation.
Yeah.
But all in all, guys, I wouldn't move in with my suegros. Please don't do it. Like, if you have the opportunity to not do it, like, and I think
but then there's people who do have like
and have great relationships, and it goes well,
like, and they have like, and they're totally flexible. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're totally flexible, like, you give no fucks about the aesthetic of the house, you don't care who gets the freaking parking spot or whatever. Like, if you're a very flexible person and you're just there for vibes, like,
and you have a great relationship with your suegros, like, it feels completely like your home to.
Yeah, you can thrive, okay? Yeah. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that because, like, you're also saving a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're going to save a lot of money.
But personally, based on my experience, I just would want a space with just me, if I, like, me and my partner, you know? I even just the fact that, you know, we have the house to ourselves. Like, I don't know, even, like, just having, like, sex, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that you're, like, so that's, like, around, like, right down the hall.
That's so weird.
Yes, yeah, it's awkward because, like,
you can't be loud.
Yes, it happened to me a couple situations where it's like, you know, like, we thought that she wasn't in the house and she was, and it's like,
oh, that's fucking weird, girl.
Right? So I just want to avoid that. I would want to avoid that at all costs.
Oh yeah, I would not want to be able to. I would never want to open my, like, expose my mom to that, because I can be very vocal sometimes. And that would just be, that would be weird.
So just personally, I just prefer my own space.
You know, like, but there's nothing wrong. Let us know what you guys think, because,
or if you currently live with your suegros, like, what's your experience
what's your experience? Tell us what your experience are, because that I think personally for me it's a no, but you know, some people do thrive. Anyways, let's go into Chisme Palmetiche.
Chisme Palmetiche. Dun, dun, dun.
So don't forget, guys, to submit your Chisme. I know you guys just have some. I know you guys have to have some Chisme.
Somebody had to fight somebody on New Year's Day. I already know.
Tell our friends where they can submit their Chisme.
Make sure that if you're on YouTube, the link is down below in our description. If you're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, head over to our Instagram. The link is in our bio. Easy peasy.
Okay. So let's start with sorry guys. Let's start with our first one. Okay. Amigas, I need your help. Am I delusional for thinking my ex wants me back? My friends are telling me that I am, but I don't think so. Okay, so backstory. In high school, I dated Jay. We were amazing together. I loved her so much, but after graduation, she moved away for college, and losing distance didn't work out. So we broke up. It still is the most heartbroken I have ever felt. That was 7 years ago. Since then, she's gotten married. I know because we're still friends on social media, and I low-key stalk her from time to time. Well, a few months ago, she moved back into our city, and one day we started texting again. Now I'm positive that she's flirting with me, but my friends think I'm Delulu. Maybe I am Delulu because I low-key wish I was her husband, but let me tell you the biggest price of evidence I have in my favor. A few weeks ago, she went and got her nails done. Now, when she took pics of them and sent them to me, she was not wearing her wedding ring, and she sent several. Plus, she also posted her nails on social media, but on those, she was wearing the ring. Please be honest with me. Does she want me, or am I being delusional like my friends are telling me? Thank you so much, amigas. I love your podcast so much.
Love you too, but what? This woman is married? Let's halt right there. Honestly, I don't think you're delusional, because there has to be some yearning, because the fact that this married woman is going and texting somebody else, an ex, not just anybody, just an ex, that it seemed like you guys were in a serious relationship. You're not delusional, but they're married. The fact that they're sending pictures of their nails to you, like, it just, they didn't have the ring on. First of all, the fact that they're sending pictures overall.
Well, I wonder, like, was the picture in the same place? Like, because you know how sometimes people, like, when they're getting their nails... Oh,
but why is a married woman sending pictures to her ex?
No, 100%. Why is a married woman texting her ex, period? Yeah. But some people, it depends on the dynamic, because there's some people that are completely... I know you're not, Edith, but there are people who are, like, okay being friends with their exes.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt here. But I do think it's weird that she, like, well, but some people do take their wedding rings off to get their nails done, because I know I have. Yeah. And then I put it back on later. But then why is that picture is not the one she's posting online? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I'm just like, why are you, like, you didn't have no contact. Mm-hmm. You were heartbroken. It was, it seemed like it wasn't the greatest breakup, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I don't know where you guys start texting back, and then like why are you texting now? Because I feel like if you were friends all along, like there would be like some kind of communication, like, but there was no communication for a while. And now there's communication.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But friend, they're married. Let's stay away. Let's not get our heart broken again.
That is true.
Let's do that, please. Because I don't think you're delusional. I honestly don't think you're delusional.
Yeah,
but I don't.
I also don't want you to get heartbroken.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would personally ask her straight up.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Why? Like, what's going on here?
Like, why out of nowhere you like? Why now are you texting me?
You know, like are you still married or what's up with that?
Yeah, I'll be straight up. We're adults.
Yeah, we're adults, and you don't want to get your heart broken again. Yeah. And personally, like, obviously there's something going on.
Yeah, I would stay away because even if it's a tiny bit of you still wants him, like if you still want to build something with them because you're like, oh yeah, we have this great relationship. The fact that if this woman, because it seems like she's still married. If she posted the picture with the wedding ring, nomás que no se la mandó to our friend, but
also, wouldn't she know? Story? Because she knows that he follows her on social media. So like, what? Que se gana? Because it's like
women are like that sometimes.
She didn't take off her. She didn't take it off for that photo that she knows he's probably gonna see. But then the one she sent him, she did take it off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sending some kind of signal, isn't it? But I feel like maybe I don't know. Whatever, benefit of the doubt. Maybe she did have her ring off, washing her hands, and then she took the picture, sent that picture to you. I'm like, why? First of all, why are they sending pictures? But to me, it's like, even if there was that one chance, you get me? But they are married. Why would you want somebody that literally would betray their marriage like that? It says so much about their character. Like,
no, 100%.
And the way that you guys start is the way that you will end.
Yeah.
So you thought that heartbreak back then was like hard enough? Oh no. If you get into something, it's gonna be even worse.
No, for sure. Because I feel like if she's doing that to like her current husband, like what makes you think she wouldn't do that to you? Yeah. So I don't think you're Delulu because she could be very well flirting with you, but I think also just like kind of reality check yourself. Like, she is married or she isn't. I mean, you could straight up ask her. Yeah. You could always straight up ask her and see like what's going on. But I don't think you're Delulu. But at the same time, if she is married, or if she was flirting with you while she was married, I would stay away because you don't want to get your heart broken again.
Excuse me. Yeah. No. Stay away.
Anyways.
The audacity.
Yeah, I know. Damn. Anyways, yeah. Give us a follow. Let us know. Like, whatever the hell happens, let us know. Because
like, if you please
I'm invested. I'm invested now. I need to know.
You need to ask them and then come back and let us know what they said.
Okay, here you go.
Let's see. Aquí te va. When I was in high school, my mom was dating this man that she was starting to think he was living a double life. One night, she went into his wallet, and his driver's license said a different address than the one that he told my mom. So she took a picture of the driver's license. Well, one night, I went to stay at 12 or 1 a.m. She went to the place at 12 or 1 a.m. and he told my mom where he lives. Where he told my mom where he lives. His car wasn't there, no signs of him. Another night, we went to the house with the driver's license. I believe his car wasn't there either. I want to say we drove at least 3 to 4 different locations, and also, mind you, he lived 45 to an hour away from where we lived. This was towards the end of COVID. My mom and her friend did the FBI investigations. Hey, the friend always comes through with the FBI investigations. That's why we looked at 3 or 4 locations. Anyways, we ended up finding him in his car at one of the locations, and he was still living with his wife. He had proposed to my mom at that time, and my mom was already planning for a wedding that was going to happen at the end of the year. He had told my mom that they were divorced and all this other stuff. And while my mom was in the hospital, he was by her side. He was texting other females, telling them he was at the hospital visiting a friend. In conclusion, some men are just pigs.
Wait, how did you guys find out that he was texting other women? Like, did y'all get into the phone?
I don't know, but it developed from there. God.
Oh, man.
Like, I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, shout out to the friend with the FBI investigation that gave her like 5 different addresses to go to.
For real.
Like, check all these ones.
For real.
Because
that's me. I would freaking do that. I would go through like this. There's like websites you guys can go to. Not me freaking giving our friends like. There's websites you guys can go to and you can see like their history, and it tells you like what years they lived in these homes. It'll tell you from the year, like the year range and stuff. And they're pretty accurate. Some of them aren't, like, depending, because also it also depends on like how, like, if you're actively getting mail to these places and stuff like that. But it's pretty accurate because like I looked up myself and it was accurate, and I was like, damn. And
that's all public information.
It's public information, yeah.
It's scary.
It's scary, yeah, what you can learn online, but. Anyways, guys, get you an FBI friend if you don't have one already. I feel like every girl should have an FBI bestie. Yeah. Like, or themselves, you know, like, at least in every friendship there has to be one that knows how to find all the dirt.
Yeah, and also not always just for girls, for men too, you know. You just never know with these women, but I think in the group in general, like in that friendship, there should be somebody that does the legwork on the investigations, like.
And it's also for your safety because you never know, like, have you seen, oh my god, have you seen this movie called like Dirty John?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Dude, crazy, because it's based on a real freaking story. This guy who, he was just a pathological liar. And he just made up this whole freaking story of what his life was. And then he se junta con una señora, and he even to like down to the job. Like he said he was like some kind of freaking doctor or something. Yeah. And he would always be in his scrubs. And he would be like, okay, I'm off to work. But then like he never even worked at a hospital or nothing. And like,
you gotta be careful.
You just never know. Or like
what kind of charges they have like in the past.
The whole, like, okay, like, Risa Tisa, remember that? Yeah. Guys, you just never freaking know.
Get you an FBI friend.
Yeah. Get you an FBI friend. Or become an FBI friend yourself.
Angel, you should do courses. How to become the FBI friend of your group.
For real, huh? Okay, pues ahí, we're going to wrap it up right there. Let us know what you guys want us, you know, like, what do you guys like, don't like, what we can implement this year. Yeah. We're open to a lot of things.
Yeah. We're open to constructive criticism as well. Mm-hmm. Being constructive criticism. Tampoco, si if you guys are being mean, I'm gonna be mean back. I'm just kidding. But anyways, definitely leave your feedback down below on the comment section. If you're watching on Spotify, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. You guys already know that helps us out a lot. Please, if you made it this far to the episode, what should they comment down below? What should they comment down below?
If they made it
is there a bean emoji?
A bean emoji?
Is there a bean emoji, guys? I think there's a bean emoji, right?
I'm gonna freaking look it up now because I don't know if there
is. Please tell me there's a bean emoji.
Let's see.
Bean emoji. Not us.
Oh, there are. There's
beans. My gosh. There's comment beans. Down below little bean emojis if you made it this far. Because you're a trooper. You're the true one.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys. Make sure if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to leave a 5-star review. You already know we love those. Anything less?
You are going to hit the DMs, okay? That has not changed. New Year, same us when it comes to that.
Exactly.
Hit the DMs and we can talk about it. And we can make sure that review is 5 stars.
Exactly. But other than that, I think that's it for today.
Yeah. So ahí los vamos a dejar. Que Dios los bendiga.
Besitos.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.